Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine HyVee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Woo! Hey, happy Friday, friends. Welcome to the Hy-Vee Today show. This is Tony Tone. It feels good to be with you on a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I mean, it seems like it's going to be nice, maybe a little warm, but not as humid. And I hope that you get a chance to get outside and enjoy it. It's Friday, June 12th. If you're watching us live on Facebook, like quite a few of you are, thanks for tuning in. My wife is watching, which means my kids are all probably watching and hopefully behaving. So shout out to Henry and Ted and Lucy. Don't make mom mad. We had a huge, I guess you could say, water fight yesterday. And yeah, got a little intense, but then it was fine. So, you know, it was good. It was good. And it definitely tires the kids out, which is nice, right? That's what you try and do with your kids. You're like, all right, well, the routine was disrupted. School kind of ended early. And what do we need to do? The goal is to tire them out so that they go to sleep at a reasonable hour, right? There's so many things going on at the store this weekend. I'm going to just kind of hammer through them, and then we're going to get to our guests that are patiently waiting. So I'm going to start with just a reminder that this store is open at 6 a.m., open for business for everybody. Regular hours are in effect, 6 a.m. till 11 p.m. You need something in the morning. You know, maybe you need to get some melatonin because your kids aren't going to sleep at a reasonable hour. Whatever the case may be. We're open at 6 a.m. for everybody, so keep that in mind. That is good to go. 6 a to 11 p from here on out. It's been that way for almost 2 weeks. Today and tomorrow, the entire bakery is buy one, get one free. I hope you heard what I said. The whole bakery here at the store, everything is buy one, get one free. Buy a dozen donuts, get a dozen donuts. Buy a cake, get a cake. You can mix and match. Say the cake's $20, and then you want to get, I don't know, a bunch of muffins that are $20. You see what I mean? Buy one, get one. So as a company, Hy-Vee has like select items, but this store, we were like the whole thing. So my hope is to sell everything in the bakery. Like I would love nothing more than for Sunday, the crew to be like, we're out of everything, right? So this is today and tomorrow. We've done this in the past, but just one day for a bakery BOGO, never two. So 2 opportunities to really take advantage of that savings. It's fantastic. And then if you love the fuel saver, speaking of 2 days, today and tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, spend $50, 25 cents on the fuel saver. The more you spend, the more you save. So the price of gas is creeping up a little bit. Doesn't have to when you shop at Hy-Vee. And as I said, and I've said time and time again, unless you're driving an electric car, like a Prius, hybrid, or a Fred Flintstone mobile, or a hoverboard, or a skateboard, or some type of wagon or horse, you're putting gas into your vehicle. So you don't have to pay full price at the pump. Get the fuel saver. You can see on the screen right there how the math works. I have 37 cents on my fuel saver. I'm not embarrassed to tell you that my gas light is on in my Toyota Sienna dad van because I work at a place where there's a gas station. So I could coast in on fumes, and all I have to do is make it to Hy-Vee gas, which is right over there. I'm pointing for some reason, like I just talk with my hands. 3 things, and then we're going to start. So the ground chuck deal in the meat department continues. 85% lean, 15% fat. Fresh ground chuck, $3.99 a pound, 10-pound rolls, limit 2. Freeze it, burgers, meatballs, whatever you're going to do. Share with your friends. Maybe you're having a block party, graduation party. You need to stock up. Come into the meat department before that's gone. That's fantastic. I'm just going to give a quick shameless plug for the movie theater here in town, the Palms 10 movie theater. They're showing some classic films. I didn't even know this until last night. I was laying in bed because that's what I do. I lay in bed and I wonder what's playing at the movie theater. So just look at this. So they got the Trolls movie, which is fine if you haven't seen it, for the kids. Fast Times at Ridgemount High. What? Mike Damone? That's a classic. Don't take the kids to that one. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone? Never seen it. That's okay. Beetlejuice! I'm not going to say it 2 more times because I don't want him to appear, but the movie theater has Beetlejuice. I love Beetlejuice. That is a classic example of a movie that's rated PG that probably, if it's released today, it's at least PG-13. For sure, because he says the F word in it one time, right? So Beetlejuice is at the movie theater. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is at the movie theater. But wait, there's more. The Goonies are still at the movie theater. E.T. is at the movie theater. Come on. I didn't experience... Somebody back there said they've never been to the movie theater. It's fantastic. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? So these are classic films because most of the movies got pushed. And then The Wizard of Oz is at the movie theater. Dorothy, right? Spoiler alert, it was all a dream. But if you haven't seen The Wizard of Oz by now, come on, stop yourself. So anyways, I couldn't believe it. I was so excited to see that. I don't know if I'll have any time to see any of those movies. Where would I go? I feel like I love E.T., but I love Beetlejuice. It's so weird. It's just a strange, like it doesn't make any sense. All right, last thing I'm going to mention, but not least, this is the cool, speaking of the coolest things I saw online yesterday, a shout out to our friend Lily Riggin. So Lily had a birthday, and for Lily's birthday, she said, Mom, I want to collect supplies for the MCSA domestic violence shelter. So look at what Lily dropped off at the MCSA domestic violence shelter yesterday. Okay? And if you know anything about the MCSA domestic violence shelter, you know that more times than not, it's at capacity. And you also know that it is very much a home at a confidential location here in Muscatine that is a resource for women that are fleeing domestic violence situations with their children. They have nothing when they leave. They get to the shelter, and look at what Lily was able to do. You go, girl. That's unbelievable, and she is worthy of recognizing her efforts. So good on you, Lily. All right. Speaking of recognizing efforts, so the pandemic starts a couple Fridays ago. I think really it ramped up on Friday, March 13th for us here at the store. In our experience, we've certainly talked a lot about, but our friends from Lutheran Living Senior Campus also have been very busy. So to my right, Kayla Benefil is here, and Stephanie Kronlage. I said it right, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I've been practicing, Stephanie, ever since Nuria emailed me. I was like, it's Kronlage.
Yeah.
And then I thought, it's really not that hard to say. So it's great to have you both here. Stephanie's assistant director and Kayla community liaison. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to just start by talking about the experience for you guys. And even before we were talking, you said it's just nice to not have scrubs on.
Mm-hmm.
So when did it change, or when did it start to become something that everybody had to wear scrubs to work and start to get their temperatures taken, which we're doing here at the store for employees still? When did that really amp up for everybody at Lutheran Living Senior Campus?
So on March 14th
Okay.
Is when we kind of got the big push. That day Randy called in, the executive director called an all-team meeting, so it was a Saturday. And we all came in, all hands on deck, and that's when we went on full restriction, lockdown. Started taking staff temperatures, resident temperatures every shift. And from then on out, it's kind of been a crazy madness of change. But we started wearing scrubs that day, or the following Monday. Randy and I have been rotating weekends. Our nursing department heads have been working multiple shifts,
Sure.
Third shift. I mean, just coming in to support the team. But we've been wearing scrubs and working the floor.
It's got to be interesting, because I was thinking a lot about you guys, because obviously, coronavirus, COVID-19, it can impact anybody, but it certainly is not fair for our elderly population. And the thing that irks me is that just because someone tests positive for COVID-19, it shouldn't automatically mean that it's like a death sentence. And I don't say that to be morbid, but with some of our elderly folks, whether they have pre-existing conditions or not, it can just be a tough thing to recover from. So I wonder, as it starts to show up at Lutheran Living Senior Campus, there's probably folks that weren't impacted by it at all that are like, what do you mean I can't go out, or I can't have people come see me? So when you talk about managing a pandemic, obviously you're taking care of folks that are dealing with this terrible disease, but then at the other end of it, because it's a big, Lutheran Living Senior Campus is a big place, there was probably, I don't want to say a section, but there were certainly folks there that were probably not impacted. So that was a whole nother thing you probably had to work on as a staff, to think, okay, we've got to treat this issue head on, but then for these folks, we want to keep them safe. you had to probably get creative, right? Because I think for a lot of us, we think about, well, the last 60, 70 days, maybe you haven't left the house much. I've been thinking about like what folks at Lutheran Living Senior Campus have been doing, and I know you guys have really been trying to find creative ways to pass the time and have, you know, fun things going on. But has that been part of the plan? Obviously, you know, mission one is to treat this situation, get people healthy, but then at the same time, you know, take care of the folks that are here that are normally, you know, they're used to a routine, right?
Right.
I can't even imagine. So how has that been something that you've been continuing to manage?
Well, for a lot of people that still wanted to have visitors, I have been coordinating all the FaceTimes, Skypes, and Zoom meetings throughout our facility just to get that interaction and at least be able to see their loved one face to face. Not necessarily face to face, but through video, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was one way we kept them kind of on a routine. But we have done a lot of different activities throughout this quarantine season. We've done a lot of theme days.
Sure.
Today is National Peanut Butter Cookie Day, so we're gonna do that for our residents. We've done a lot of ice cream socials. Yeah. We had nursing home week during this quarantine, so one of our big days was 80s Day. The residents loved it. They loved all the music that played overhead. Yes. We've been doing jukebox over the paging system and story times and readings and church service kind of overhead. So we've utilized our paging system a lot during this time.
The technology, like you said, Kayla, to be able to connect people with FaceTime or Skype or Zoom is unbelievable. And then we saw a picture. And I have had a lot of friends with family members at Lutheran Living that were doing, you know, social distancing from the windows. And that's, look at that picture, right? That's great. And what I love about Lutheran Living Senior Campus is you have so many big windows that this is something that could happen for folks that were there. And of course, you want to be able to come inside and say hi and give them a hug. And but to be able to do that, I mean, I can't imagine the impact that had, along with the FaceTimes and the Skypes and having fun with the staff. A lot of work, yes. Was anybody prepared for this? Probably not. But like everybody else, you had to adjust on the fly. And Stephanie, I wonder, has it, because every week or every day, things would change, restrictions would come out. So is that a matter of Randy and yourself keeping an eye on how does this impact our business? What do we need to know? And that was it just meetings daily, weekly to relay that information? Because you also have a lot of people that work out there. Yeah. So to have that constant communication was big throughout this as well, right?
It was, yeah. We've been really blessed to, the pictures scrolling through are making me laugh. We've been really blessed to have great support from our management company, from the Muscatine County Public Health. Christy and Joe have been an immense amount of help. Joe and I talk nearly every day. She gives me any updates. We obviously keep track of the CDC and the CMS guidelines. But yeah, Randy and I obviously 7 days a week are in talks about what do we do next? You know, how do we restrict more? How do we ease the restrictions? You know, what's the next step in the process? So yeah, crazy times.
Just to add to it, you know how you mentioned that our facility is just so big and we have so many staff and so many family members. A way that we've kind of implemented communicating to everyone is through a call multiplier system, and that's been huge. I know that it's kind of been able to get the message out that what we're doing currently, it's a good way to reach everyone.
Well, and especially as things change so much, obviously caring for folks at Lutheran Living Senior Campus, big deal, but then you have all of the staff to worry about as well. And I imagine you've had people that have been generous with PPE and supplies, because for a while it was tough to get a hold of supplies that facilities like yours, Lutheran Living Senior Campus, would need. So the community support, and I love that you mentioned, Stephanie, public health, because I feel like they've been unsung heroes just like, everybody at Lutheran Living Senior Campus. But it's got to be nice to have that support from the community for them to understand, like, okay, we're in a pandemic, but what can I do to help? That's what's been so inspiring to me, is because we're all as individuals kind of processing life, and then people that are stepping up to the plate and that are like, hey, what do you need? What can we get for you? I mean, has it been like face masks or?
Oh gosh, everything.
Yeah.
So right away, the Monday after we kind of went on full restriction, we had this thought of, let's start figuring out cloth masks.
Sure.
Let's get at least something extra. So the community was so generous with making cloth masks, calling to see if there was a special kind we needed. And I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cloth masks were donated to us. So really appreciative of that to get us started. Musco Lighting donated face shields to us.
Awesome.
The Unity Point clinics kind of kept us stocked with goggles. Just a whole bunch of organizations in the Muscatine area, N95 masks and the whole thing. So yeah, really so much support from the community and our families.
And whether people realize it or not, but certainly, those are supplies that you need, and a lot of them are going to get worn once and then discarded, right? And then when you talk about treating someone that has been diagnosed, your full PPE, and almost 100% of that each time after a shift, you got to get rid of it, right? So, I mean, it's a lot of supplies. So how are things today? So it's Friday, June 12th. You alluded to this when you got here, Stephanie, but things seem to be, and I'm forever an optimist, right? So I always try and see on the sunny side, but it does seem like at Lutheran Living Senior Campus things are better, right? So everybody, you said, is what, in recovery?
So all of our what were the positive COVIDs are now in recovery.
Awesome.
So doing really well. We've had 8 of them have moved back to their long-term care rooms. We've had 4 discharge home, with a 5th possibly going this weekend. So doing really well with that. We were blessed, with the Transitional Care Center. We kind of turned that into a dedicated COVID wing. So we had fantastic dedicated staff who really stepped up to the plate and put our residents first. And so we've been really lucky to be able to have that and be able to provide that care for our residents and for the community if they've needed it too.
Well, that's what I mean. The facility, and again, I don't want to say that Lutheran Living Senior Campus is set up for a pandemic, but with the layout, with the room, with the TCC, Transitional Care Center, it makes total sense to hear you say that, because you could kind of try and isolate folks that needed it and then still take care of business. What about the restrictions? Because you've mentioned that you had to put restrictions in place. And obviously, I mean, you understand that, right? A place like Lutheran Living Senior Campus really has to be self-contained. You're talking about, and I don't need numbers, but X amount of people that are there, that are living there, receiving services, and then staff, right? So you got to kind of keep that bubble. So are we at a point now where, Kayla and Stephanie, restrictions are lifting a little bit, or where are we at with that?
Yeah, so the Iowa Department of Public Health released a phasing system last week, and so you have to go so many days without a positive case, and the county's got to be trending down. So there's lots of things that Randy and I and the leadership team are looking at to use as indicators to make that decision, and then communicating with public health as well to make sure that they're on board with what we're doing. But we are going to phase ourselves into phase 2. So we're kind of sticking a big toe in and seeing how it works. But this week we brought one of our beauticians back, which has been amazing. I mean, that does so much for the morale of our residents.
I think I saw pictures on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
I mean, but isn't it true that, look at that. I know that I needed a haircut, and after I got a haircut, I felt fantastic. But Stephanie, I mean, I can't even imagine. There was probably a line, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was probably.
They were all
I bet it was
asking
just
about it. They were all like, "When is she coming back? When is she coming?" So like, you've seen the spirits of them lifted after they've gotten their hair done, and it's cool to see that that's another thing that they're used to, their routine, and it's back in place. And then I think we're slowly gonna start phasing in small group activities twice a week. So 10 people or less, social distancing. They're going to wear masks outside their room at the activity, but that's something they're excited about as well. So
I can't even imagine, because having spent time, at Lutheran Living Senior Campus and how active you guys are, and there's always a lot going on. I mean, you had 2 car shows last year. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's events that people wouldn't think would make sense to have, but it does. I mean, how many people came through on Halloween, right? So you want to be a part of the community, but also to get back to that, it's going to take a little bit of time and baby steps, and I think people will be understanding of that. I imagine when your beautician shows up, you probably take her temperature, ask her some questions, and if that's part of the new normal, they're doing that at the movie theater. They're asking if you've had any symptoms. That's just how it's going to be, and I think people will be understanding of that. So that's good to hear. So heading towards phase 2 as of right now. Okay, that's excellent.
Yeah, it's great news.
On Facebook, Sue Ryan says we sent 100 cloth masks in the beginning, which is awesome, Sue. And listen to this. Sue and her friends made over 3,200 masks and donated them. And I have about 4 or 5 from Sue. So, yeah, I mean, again, community. And that's, of course, why you want to be able to connect with the community, is because it's, they can reciprocate and help in a time of crisis. And then I hope we have nothing more than an opportunity to have another car show and to gather people together and be safe about it. And you've got the parking lot, right? So, and I'm assuming that these are conversations that are slowly starting to happen, while also making sure that everybody within the 4 walls are taken care of.
Right.
Nobody's neglecting that. I'm not trying to say let's have a car show tomorrow. I'm just saying let's get to a point where there's no positive cases, people are recovered. And and I can't even imagine for, so what phase would we be at when folks could come into the building to see a loved one? Is that 2? Is that phase 3? Is that?
So it's technically phase 3 but it's very limited and very restricted. So it's scheduled visits, and I mean, so it's quite a bit. Once the governor and Iowa Department of Public Health haven't even released past phase 3 yet for long-term care, so we're not even sure what the future, way down the road is going to look like in regards to opening up big again. But so phase 3, end of phase 3.
And I just wanted to mention that because I think, we're sitting here on June 12th, and this is a day where the governor has said, places like that we're in right now, Market Grill Express, you can go back to full capacity. You don't have to be at 50% capacity. I just want people to understand that that is not the same for businesses like Lutheran Living Senior Campus. So, because these proclamations, if you've ever read one, it's a whole thing. So that's where, I just hope if you're watching, you understand that just because you might be able to go to your favorite restaurant and it be full, that's not going to be the same for places like Lutheran Living Senior Campus, and it's okay, right? Nobody wants to be, there's no contest to be first, right? You're not trying to be like, we were the first place to have people, you know what I mean? You want to do so, and if it takes time, so be it, right? I mean, we just said March 14th, that's not that long ago either. That's the other thing. I think we all need to practice patience a little bit more, right? And I know it's easier said than done, for sure, but we really haven't been in this that long. And it will get better. And if it takes, maybe it's October 14th,
right,
when phase 3 is in full swing and people can come in and see their loved ones. I don't know, but I know that, you're going to have a plan. You're going to follow what the governor and the Iowa Department of Public Health says, and you're going to do what's best for everybody there, right? And in the meanwhile, if things are less stressful, that's okay. Right?
Yes.
You can have more fun. You can have more fun. I'm already forecasting Naria asking me to come call bingo.
Yes.
Because you've got that great community space in the stage, and we could totally social distance bingo, right? I think that's great. Look at doorway bingo.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Doorway bingo.
That's been a big one.
Awesome.
And we're super excited. We're going to start doing a monthly happy hour.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
For our residents.
Yeah, for the residents.
Maybe for Kayla and I too.
I was going to say, yeah, that is so awesome. Right, yeah, for the residents and then for the staff as well. That's fantastic. A little bit of happy hour action.
We
right?
did. We did margaritas. margaritas. We've done mimosas.
awesome.
Tomorrow's rosé day, so we're going to grab some rosé while we're here.
Hashtag rosé all day. Okay, I want to ask as we wrap up, of course, any current openings, what's that look like with respects to people? Because, we're all getting older, and as we age, Lutheran Living Senior Campus is a place that we want to have in Muscatine for years to come. Where are we at with respects to that for folks that are watching that may have a loved one that could utilize the services in your facility?
So we do have several long-term care private rooms available. We are accepting admissions, so that's we have a few of those openings, and we just started transitioning our transitional care center back to skilled referrals.
Okay.
So we do have space for skilled stay if someone needs a little bit of therapy before they go back home after a decline or weakness, or maybe I don't know how many surgeries they're doing right now, elective surgeries, but if that's the case, then they can come to our transitional care center and grab some therapy and get back home.
And how has that changed? I guess obviously, people, because you in a non-pandemic, come in, take a tour, check the whole place out, get a sense for it. How has that had to change if it's someone, because I'm assuming someone's going to see this, and this could be someone in their life that are like, you know what, this makes sense, we need help. What does that look like to get that loved one, that friend? You know what I mean? Like how has that had to change?
So I've done a FaceTime before of showing the room off to
that's fantastic.
A loved one's family member.
Yeah.
They kind of wanted to get an idea of how much space there was. Nuria and I even brought a tape measure and measured the room for him.
That's great.
We've sent pictures to people, but I know the FaceTime and video kind of works well because then you can show like the whole layout of it.
Of course it does. That's genius.
Yeah.
Right. It makes total sense to be able to, again, use the tech to the advantage, because the last thing you want to have happen is somebody that could utilize any of the myriad, which means variety if you're watching. Today's secret word is myriad. Myriad of services, so that they're aware of, hey, you know what, this makes total sense. I feel confident. I saw the space. I know the team there. They've been doing great work, and here we go. So I hope if you're watching, you heard that, and you're not discouraged, because I feel like, again, something else that could be going on is folks needing assistance, not being able to, or not thinking, feeling hindered, that because we're in a pandemic, they can't get the help.
Right.
I bet that's happening. Right?
And I do think, too, a lot of folks working from home were willing to keep their parents with them and, and provide that care. And now that, places are opening back up and people are going back to work, we are here to help if that is needed.
Yeah. And again, please have conversations, get more information. Facebook page is easy to find with Lutheran Living Senior Campus, website, and the team there is great. They're super, and they're just rock stars. We think about everybody that's been on the front line, and I'm not downplaying the role of this store, but it is kind of weird, and it's certainly not the same thing when you say essential worker, somebody at Hy-Vee versus someone like Nuria.
She hates that picture.
She hates
Okay, Chad, let's go back to that picture for a little bit.
She's given me so much flack on that.
There's Nuria. Let's just leave it right there for at least 45 seconds. Nuria started Lutheran Living Senior Campus in the fall of 1842. She just turned 27. No, I'm kidding. But your team, rock stars, essential, frontline. Has anybody taken a day off? I don't even know. You've been there, you've been through a lot, and you've probably learned a lot at the same time. And I don't think any of us want to go through this again, right? But God forbid if it does happen, we're certainly more prepared.
Absolutely.
Right? And we know what to do, how to save time, how to be more efficient, effective. But of course, my thing is like perspective. I hope that in 2 years from now, we're all like, holy, 2020 was terrible. And we learned a lot. It was tough. We got over it. We're in 2022, and we got flying cars, and things are way better.
Yeah.
That's what will happen. Time goes by so fast. We just got to keep things in perspective and remember the lessons that have been learned. Is there anything else we need to mention before we wrap up?
I don't think so. Like I said, our biggest thing is we're so thankful for our awesome staff and for our residents and for their families who have been so supportive of us during this time. So just a thanks to them and to the Muscatine community in general.
And Dr. Smith has also stepped up and helped us generously with, as well as Andrea Tetrick, the PA.
Sure.
So
and then Dr. Matthew, who you met on Facebook.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And so they've been really supportive too during this time and helping us however we needed.
It's fantastic. Which one of you would like to try their hand at the Toyota of Muscatine What's in the Box?
Okay.
I feel like, did you just see what happened?
Did you see that? I totally directed
Stephanie
that
Stephanie was like, I'm pulling the
card.
The card, and Kayla's going to do it. All right, Kayla, let's put that up there.
As long as it's not like a live animal.
Are you familiar with how this works? Have you seen this?
I've seen, I think
so what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands in, and then you're going to close your eyes, and then you're going to push the doors open. There's doors on the front, and then we're going to be able to see what you're trying to guess, but you're not going to be able to, okay? So close your eyes, hands in, push the doors open, right? So kind of push forward. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, now, Kayla Beneful, can you guess what's in the box? Sponsored by Toyota of Muscatine.
A flower.
That's pretty good.
Rose.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Game over,
What
Kayla.
color is the rose,
Jeez,
Kayla?
Right. Well, how about this? Today is National Rose Day, and we have. I actually. This is cool. Did you do this? Brad did. Wow. Awesome. So. One for each of you for coming on the show
well,
and for being
you.
rock stars.
Thank you.
And it's National Rose Day. That's excellent.
And tomorrow's National Rose Day.
It's National Rose Day. Right. It's Red Rose Day today and Rose Day tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. Keep up the good work. Tell everybody
you.
we said hi. I saw Naria the other day, and I got nothing but love for the team, and I know it's been tough, but holy moly, I bet everybody's just, this much tighter. What a great, way to bring people together, unfortunately, during a tough time. And if you need anything, please let me know, okay?
Will do. She's going to kill us all for that picture.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, we're all dead for
That's fine.
a
We
while.
won't show it. We'll show it later. All right, let's go to the CVI Bank and Trust aisle cam, or if you have that picture of Naria, we can do either. All right, so speaking of red roses, in that shot right there, you can see some red roses from Hy-Vee Floral that look really good. So let me just say to the guys out there, or to anybody that has a significant other that says they don't like flowers, they're lying. They love flowers. It's the thought that counts. Do it just to do it, okay? Look, there's our Starbucks team going to get some flowers right now. My wife would tell you, my wife told me for Mother's Day, don't get me flowers, but I did because I don't listen. But I also got her an iPad, right? So I feel like it's okay if you get something, because my 5-year-old broke the other one. There's not a money tree in my backyard, but there's a 5-year-old breaking stuff. So anyways, National Red Rose Day. How about that? That's fantastic. And a big shout out again to our friends from Lutheran Living Senior Campus. They have had an interesting last couple of months, and they've persevered, and they've done a great job working together and taking care of people. I mean, my goodness, can you even imagine, right? It's been tough for all of us, but for folks like Kayla and Stephanie and their team, they've been there and they've done an excellent job. All right, today, June 12th, I already told you, Red Rose Day, awesome. But it's also Beef Jerky Day, okay? Or just Jerky Day, not beef jerky, any kind of jerky. Turkey jerky, bacon jerky, right? Jerky Boys, do you remember that? The guys that used to prank call people back in the day? Yeah, I remember that. Chalk that up to things my dad let us listen to when we were too young. Here you go, right here. So this is, we got so much jerky in this store. We used to go to this boat show with my dad back in the day at, I want to say it was at McCormick Place over by there in Chicago. And one time I had turtle jerky. And I'm not, there was a stand. Chris just gave me a look like, you murderer. There was a stand at this boat show, and they had jerky. And they had all kinds of jerky. I've had alligator jerky. Turtle jerky was the strangest. I don't want to have it again. Unless it was a big, mean, snapping turtle or a ninja turtle. because I don't really have a lot of empathy. I got empathy for small snapping turtles. I told you a couple years ago, coming up Hauser Street, saw a baby snapping turtle in the road, pulled over, helped get it out of the way. It was trying to bite me. I'm like, get out of the way, snapping turtle. But they get big. They get crazy. My friend Chase, who I think lives on the Illinois side, had this giant snapping turtle just roll up in his driveway. I think I have a picture of it. I do, because I sent it to my dad, because my dad couldn't believe me. So let me find this, and I'm going to airdrop it to Chad so you guys don't think I'm lying to you. There is a snapping turtle right there. Oh, where's it at? Oh, come on. I sent it to him, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I got it. All right, here we go. Look at the size of this thing. Here, you're going to see the scale of this snapping turtle, because also in the frame is my friend's cat, right? And I don't like cats. You know that. Look at the size of the snapping turtle. Look at that. That thing just rolled up to my buddy's house, my friend Chase, one of my first friends at St. Ambrose. Look at the size of that snapping turtle. Look at the cat. Only a cat would be unfazed by a snapping turtle. Like, that snapping turtle would eat that cat in a second, and the cat's like, whatever. Meow, bring it on. Look at the cat. It's like, okay, you want to go? And the snapping turtle's like, dude, look at that cat staring him down. That looks like a tough cat. That cat has seen some things. But look at the size of that turtle. So you want to make that thing into jerky? I'm all in. They're not endangered, right? I feel like the statute of limitations have run out from the time I was like 7 in 1990 and had turtle jerky at a boat show. Don't hold it against me. It was a long time ago. I love animals, okay? But it's National Jerky Day. So we don't have any turtle jerky at the store, but we have different kinds of jerky. I am ooh, this is the jumbo pack too, because a regular size pack, no. Yeah, look at that. That's good stuff right there. And then there's even more. So Chris is smart. Chris knows that you went into the health market, didn't you? Yep. Brad did. Good for you, Brad. This is some of my personal favorite jerky right here. This is good stuff. Low carb, low sugar. This is all good stuff. I've had most of these. I don't know if I've had them. Oh, this is a pork stick. That's cool. I don't know if I've had that one. I've had the red one in my hand here. I think I've had the turkey one. And is this the jalapeno? Yeah, this is super good. It's a little spicy. And then this one is just the original. Original. Look at the variety. Back in my day, there was just one kind of jerky. Now there's, health market jerky, which is great. Today is also National Peanut Butter Cookie Day, as our friends alluded to with Lutheran Living Senior Campus. Seems like they're going to be celebrating National Peanut Butter Cookie Day. So here you go. Here's some peanut butter cookies right here. Look at that. Peanut butter fudge. Hy-Vee brand. So it's affordable and delicious. This is kind of like a graham cracker, probably, right? Maybe? Yeah, those are good. This is like something that would be a staple in my grandma's house, I feel like. You know what I mean? My grandma, Marge, my mom's mom, she was ahead of the time back in the day. She put butter on her graham crackers. And I remember being in her kitchen in Oak Park, Illinois, 828 South Scoville, and I was like, what is that frosting that you're putting on graham crackers? And she's like, it's butter. And I remember thinking as a kid, that seems weird, but it's really good. That's a total grandma move. I haven't done it since. So maybe I should try it, because I have graham crackers at the house, and I certainly have really good butter. I don't know. If that's something that you're doing out there, leave it in the comments. If not, maybe it was just my grandma. And then Red Rose Day, as we mentioned. We've got a little rose right here. Chris Anderson would be proud of me. I can make a red rose out of Play-Doh. Do you know that? Yeah, that's like one weird skill that I have. We should make things out of Play-Doh on the show for an hour. See who can make a better rose. I might win. I don't know how I learned how to do it or why. I think it's because my mom did home daycare for 26 years, so you get creative with these kids, but I could make a rose out of Play-Doh. I don't think I could decorate a cake. I mean, I could eat a cake, that's for sure. And then it's Loving Day. So Loving Day and Red Rose Day go hand in hand. Show someone you care. Show someone that you love them. This is smart. So this card in particular right here, I didn't even know this. You turn it over, and it tells you what it says on the inside. Can I get that? You can get that, right? It shows you what it says on the inside of the card because it's sealed. You see that right there? It says inside message. Look at that. Genius. So you're looking at this card, you're like, I don't know. And then it says more than yesterday, more than anything, more every single day. And then you write your name under it. Love, Tony. That's cool. Nice card, too. It's only $6.99 for you, friends. All right, so show someone you love them. And then we've just got some fun outdoor stuff, it looks like. Is that right? So a little horseshoe action. Again, chalk this up to something I didn't think we had in the store. Probably have walked right past it. Look at that. That's fun. This would turn into a big fight at my house probably. So hopefully they're soft. And then here, is it horseshoe day? No? You just, this is the real deal. I can't even, I mean, I could lift it, but that's the real deal horseshoes right there. Man, I'm telling you what, my Uncle Bob Gamboni, the Undertaker, he loves horseshoes. He had the horseshoe pit in his backyard. You always remember the first time you throw a horseshoe because you're surprised by the weight. You're like, wait a minute, I got to try and throw this around that steak? Huh. And now I understand why people would do things like horseshoes because they could drink at the same time. As a kid, you're like, what is this? And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, I see that beer can. I get it now. Want to play horseshoes? It's like, do you want to stand around and drink outside with me? That doesn't sound as fun. You want to play horseshoes and do that? Yes, right? All of a sudden, doesn't sound as suspect. All right, let's mention a couple of things and we're going to get out of here. I just can't believe that it's, June 12th already. It's crazy. Time goes by way too fast. I mean, maybe it's good. Maybe it's good that it goes by fast. Get the pandemic over with. I'm okay with that, right? Okay, so at the store, we have, man, there's a lot to mention. We'll get through all of it. So we've got the Fuel Saver Flyer, which is back. So if you came in today or tomorrow and you walked into the store, you could grab a Fuel Saver Flyer and buy everything on that. We did the math the other day. It was like, what was it? It was almost like 90 cents, I think, if you bought everything that was on the flyer. Then you couple that with the 2-day fuel saver, and all of a sudden, you're going to be filling up your vehicle for way less. It isn't that awesome. So if you look at the flyer, you've got 5 cents. But you're going to get 4 of those patties because you like them. So then it's really 20 cents. So if anything, my math was wrong on this. So let's do this again, which it wouldn't be the first time that my math was wrong. So there's 20. There's 5 cents on the shrimp, so we're at 25. You're definitely going to get 4 6-packs of Iowa craft beer. There's another 20 cents, so very quickly we're at 45 cents. You're going to come down. You're going to get yourself some banana bread for 25 with 25-cent fuel saver. Now we're at 70 cents. You need some Hy-Vee grape tomatoes, 72 cents. How about a salad, a side salad from the kitchen, 77 cents. Just because Bouquet has a 10-cent fuel saver, 87 cents, right? Then you're going to grab a thing of charcoal. Now you're at 97 cents. And then a thing of bug soother. And very quickly, friends, you're saving $1.07 off per gallon. But it's really going to be more than that if it's today and tomorrow, because if I had to assume, if you bought everything on that flyer, it's probably at least $50. And when you do that, 25-cent fuel saver. So if I do that math, that's really, that would be $1.32, $1.32 off per gallon. Not bad for somebody that's terrible at math, right? This is the deal. Today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. Save. The more you spend, the more you save. Joellen Fisher on Facebook says, try peanut butter on a graham cracker. Okay. At this point, I think butter, peanut butter. Somebody at home is probably going to say frosting. Just get a can of frosting. Right there. All right. Butter and graham cracker. There you go. Match made in heaven. Grandma, what is that frosting? It's butter. The fuel saver's great. And hello to Joe Allen. Hope you guys are doing well. The fuel saver's great. Don't pay full price at the pump. As I said, you're putting gas in your car unless it's an electric vehicle. Maybe you've got a hybrid from Toyota Muscatine. You're like, I got it. I don't have to worry as much gas. That's great. But for the rest of us, average Joes, we got to take advantage of the fuel saver. So do it, and then just don't forget to use your fuel saver, right? What I like about the Hy-Vee app and the Aisles Online app is it'll show you exactly what you have on the fuel saver. So I will show you this. I will cover up my QR code so you cannot steal my fuel saver. I have 37 cents off per gallon. And I told you my gas light is on in my car. But I also work at a place with a gas station. So guess what I'll be doing before I head home? I'll be getting gas. So just keep that in mind. Grab some stuff for the weekend and don't pay full. And then I think even better than that, Matt Schweitzer would want me to tell you, at the bottom of your receipt today, we're adding 5 cents, a little handwritten note. So then you go out to the gas station and you get 5 more cents. Isn't that wild? So I really will have 42 cents if I buy something, but I'll probably just quick spend $50 on something to get 25. Anyways, more than that. I'm going to save more than that. All right. The local ad that's on the back page of the newspaper that is for this store in Hy-Vee Main Street, those deals, those super deals, are good through Sunday, okay? So just keep that in mind, right? Hy-Vee purified water, seasoned pork chops, ballpark hot dogs. There's a guy and a girl dressed as bacon and eggs on Let's Make a Deal over here. I don't know what's happening. Why? On every episode of Let's Make a Deal, there's a TV over here. Every episode, the audience is in costume. Is that just the thing with that show? I don't understand, but obviously I'm easily distracted because there's a guy dressed, his name is Robert, and he has a bacon costume on. Makes no sense. It really doesn't. Anyways, take advantage of the savings. People are super excited about that Sturzing's potato chip deal, 2 for $5. What? I know. That's a great deal, right? So whatever it is on that ad, just know it's good through Sunday, okay? Sturzing's. I sent Craig an email, the owner of Sturzing's. I'm not trying to name drop. He's been on the show before. And he should be coming on the show soon. I will name drop now and tell you former Hawkeye and Chicago Bull Bobby Hansen, working on getting him on the show. Got a couple of dates out there to Bobby Hansen, so that's exciting. A couple weeks ago, Bobby Hansen just stopped by the store just to say hi. I was like, hi, Bob. How's it going? Oh, just passing through. Thought I'd say hi. I'm like, are we on that level of our friendship? This is cool. You want to hang out? And he was like, no. And I was like, all right, see you later, Bob. No, he didn't say that. But he did stop by the store, and he played basketball with Michael Jordan. Remember the one time? I'm not trying to brag. It's cool that Bobby Hansen just stopped by. The one time he stopped by a year ago, autographed some basketballs for me for charity. He says, I got the ring in the car. And I'm like, what ring? Championship ring? You have your Bulls championship ring in the car? Yeah, you want me to get it? Yes, I want you to get it. Then he just hands you the ring. You're like, oh, my God. Anyways, Bobby Hansen will be on the show. There he is. Bobby Hansen. Won a championship with Michael Jordan. And I kind of can call him a friend? What? That means I'm basically friends with Michael Jordan. Right? And probably top 5 best hair for NBA players of the 90s. Would you agree? Pretty awesome hair. I mean, look at that. I'm not posting that dude up. If we still have that Gatorade basketball hoop in the back of the store, we should put it outside, and I could play horse with Bobby Hansen. And he would win because he was in the NBA and I was not. Look at that dude. You can't mess around with that guy. Right? It's just weird to know somebody that played in the NBA, that won an NBA championship. Just stop by to say hi? Okay, that's cool. Anyways, enough about that. How about the ground chuck deal in the meat department? Boy, I don't know how to make a good segue off of that, but we've got great deals in the meat department. If you're looking to make some burgers or meatloaf or some meatballs, right? The ground chuck deal is awesome. It's a 10-pound tube. You've seen that. Mike Church brought it on the show the other day, and they're going quick, and it's a limit of 2, so maybe you come back with a fake mustache on, and you're like, yes, I'd like to get 2 more of those ground chuck rolls, please. And we're like, weren't you just in here? And you're like, no, that was my evil twin brother. We don't care. Whatever you want to do, take advantage of the deal. It's $3.99 a pound while supplies last in the meat department. As I said, you can freeze it. You can use it for whatever you need. It's fantastic. MCSA fireworks tent. So theoretically, if all goes according to plan, 1 week from today, and that their parking lot right over yonder, the MCSA fireworks tent will be open for business, and they need volunteers. It says right there on the screen, June 19th, next Friday, MCSA fireworks tent in our parking lot. They need volunteers. This is the only fireworks tent in Muscatine County. I'm going to say it's the only fireworks tent in the state of Iowa that is operated by volunteers and that can raise significant amounts of money for places like MCSA. There's also a job opportunity, by the way. They need somebody to basically be like, so there is one paid position, right? So there's one point of contact that's out there that's kind of running the show. And then everybody else is a volunteer. And we're talking about, $20,000 to $40,000 for MCSA. So they need this to be successful. And it seems like this year, more than ever, with a lot of 4th of July festivities being canceled, we're going to have a lot of fireworks at home. So right out in that shot right there, there'll be a tent. And if anything, you'll see the tent on the show because it's going to go up earlier in the week. And it's going to be great. So if you are interested in volunteering, you can contact MCSA. Jenny Learness and Marie Frankie will be on the show next week to talk more about this. Frankie at mcsaiowa.org. Hello to our friend Rita that's watching the show right now. So I have fireworks left over from last year. My kids have already asked me if we're going to buy more. Of course, the answer is yes. I'm probably going to go more low-scale fireworks. I don't want any more mortar shells. You should have seen the look on my face when that mortar shot out, and then the thing that holds the mortar, the tube, just fell over in my driveway. And I was like, I'm not doing any more of those. I'm assuming there's ways to, fasten that to a board, but not in a residential neighborhood. The look on my one neighbor's face was like, wow, that was a big one. And I was like, yeah, we're not going to do any more of those. Sorry about that. My bad. Right? I'm sorry. But I do love bottle rockets. A little bit of bottle rocket action. Ain't never hurt nobody. Although it probably has hurt somebody. Be responsible with fireworks. That's my take on that. All right, couple things and we're out. Isles Online going to New Boston, Illinois, starting next Wednesday. If you are on the Illinois side of the river, specifically near New Boston, and you're looking for groceries, we can get you taken care of. So download the Isles Online app onto your phone or tablet and search for New Boston. It's treated as a pickup. Okay, so I'm just going to show you on my phone. Keep that on the screen, guys, and then I'll pull this up so folks can understand what I'm talking about here. So let me go to my cart. Where is my cart? There we go. Checkout, pickup, and New Boston. Okay, so basically, you're going to search. I'm going to try and do this so you can see what I mean. So if you're on the app and you search for a pickup location, you're going to type in New Boston, and it's labeled as Fish Fry Park because that's what they told us it's called. So right there you can see New Boston, Illinois, Fish Fry Park. You would select that, and then you'd place your order. And then we'll see you on Wednesday between 7 and 8 p.m. in New Boston at Fish Fry Park. So it is a pickup because we are meeting you there. It is not a delivery. It's a pickup. And if you're in the area, and I think a lot of people are going to take advantage of this, please feel free to do so. Download the app and let our team, most experienced team in online grocery shopping, take care of you. And they'll do a great job. And I'm really excited that we're able to do that. And I know that it was something that the folks in New Boston wanted us to do several months ago, and we couldn't execute it because of how busy things were during the pandemic, but we're happy to do it. And please download the Isles Online app on your phone. DSW, shoes, sandals, 50% off. Going quick. Not saying that as a sales tactic, saying that as someone that walked past the display of DSW and thought, wow, there's really not a lot of them left. Like, there's not, So whether it's women's shoes, sandals, men's shoes, sandals, kids' shoes, sandals, it's 50% off. I think my boss, Matt Schweitzer, is watching right now. He said he was going to buy me a pair of shoes. Thank you, Matt. I'm a 12 or 13 wide. I'll put it on your tab. So what you need to know is it's right across from the CBI Bank. It's all 50% off, and that's it. There's no catch. You look at the price. Chris, do you mind? Could you grab a pair of maybe Skechers or Sperry guys' shoes? I just want to show people. Thank you. I just want you to understand how good of a deal this is. We'll come back to this in a second. Because there's a price on the box. You take that price, you cut it in half. We'll show you in a second. In the meanwhile, we'll show you the June 2020 food court deals, and then we'll show you these shoes, and we'll get out of here. So This is in the store. This is today. It's Friday. Here are the specials for you for lunch or dinner. $8.99 fish dinner with 2 sides. Rack of ribs ready to go. $1 chicken tenders. Awesome way to take care of the fam. And then below that, excuse me, dinner for 6. Hy-Vee Chinese dinner for 6. Those are the deals for Friday. You can see the Saturday specials and the Sunday specials. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up talking about food. I love it. They're on the screen, and it's a great way to save. So just know that we're still doing that. We're still taking care of you. All the food service at Hy-Vee is available. You can always order DoorDash with the Market Grill Express menu. Whatever you need, we'll get you taken care of, okay? That's the moral of the story. Okay, so just to recap, the 2 biggest things for me to remind you of for today and tomorrow, the 12th and 13th of June, the entire bakery is buy one, get one free. Buy 1 donut, get 1 donut. Buy 1 thing of cookies, get another thing of cookies. Buy a thing of Scotcheroos, get a thing of Scotcheroos, and so on. Mix and match. If the Scotcheroos are $5.99 and a thing of donuts are $5.99, buy 1, get 1. You understand how that works? It's a fantastic deal. We've never offered it twice. We've done 1-day BOGOs. Can you have a BOGO balloon? Sure. Why not? Ask for it. Here's the thing. You buy enough baked goods, I'll give you a BOGO balloon, okay? I promise you that. It won't be a thing that I'm worried about. Again, my hope is to sell everything in the bakery. All the tables are bare. Wouldn't that be awesome? And then the fuel saver is another thing I want to remind you about. All right, so check this out. Here is how this works with the DSW. Thank you, Chris. You're marvelous. So here is this is like, I asked for the Sperry's because our friend Lieutenant Greg Bach with the Salvation Army loves it. All right, so you can see right here the price, $59.99. Okay, that's not how much it costs. Right? Have that. Cut that in half. So just round up to, because I don't expect you to, round up to 60, and then 50% of 60 is 30. So then that's what you're paying for a pair of shoes like these. These are kind of like Mr. Rogers shoes. Perhaps my greatest Halloween costume ever. Look at that. It's such a good feeling. Fred Rogers would wear these. Did you grab him in my size? Man, that guy, he's on it. He is on top of things. That's pretty cool. Looks comfortable. Feels, it's heavy. I don't know, is there something, it's just a heavy shoe. Like, yeah, that's quality. It's a lot heavier than I thought. Like when I picked it up, I thought there was something in it, but there's not. And then here we go. Skechers. Oh my gosh, those are super light. So here's the Skechers, $64.99. So a little bit of math here. Round it up to 65, divide it by 2, 50% off. There you go. That's how that works. And then you open these up. Wow, it's amazing how much lighter these are. I'm not saying that they're better, but there you go. And it's got the, what does that mean? The Goga Mat arch. What is that? What does that mean? Goga Mat? What is that? I like those Skechers because I get to do Goga. What does that mean? Does it say? Hold on. No. It just says it's air-cooled memory foam. Oh, my Lanta. These are, how do you, obviously you can tell holy smokes, this is a whole thing. Oh, wow, look at that. That's pretty slick. Wow, that's kind of schmancy. I like it. Goga. What we do is we put yoga in the soles of the shoes and we call it Goga. No, that's not what they're doing. It does feel very nice, though. And if anything, going to give you a little bit of height. Look at this. Look at that. All of a sudden, you're taller. And there's no laces, so you just slip them on. I like Skechers. I just got a pair. They're kind of like my wearing around the house shoes, right? So there you go. That's fun. Goga Max insole technology that provides great comfort. Okay. I don't think anybody going to be jogging in these things. Like, this will provide great comfort as you're running away from the bottle rocket you just lit in your driveway that's screaming towards your head. Goga Mat. Look out. You're running in the Goga Mat, but you have nice support. And then it's good for the arch, it says. And I have high arches. Not that you needed to know that, but I do. So maybe I need to get these. I'll try them on later. All right. And now Hy-Vee store director Matt Schweitzer is watching the show. And again, Matt, thank you. I will put these on your tab. That's very generous of you. Matt said on Fridays I can get a pair of shoes and he'd pay for it. Just kidding. But they're 50% off, and that's an awesome deal. And you're watching me struggle to put the thing back in there. I did it. All right. I want to thank our guests for being here today. Stephanie Kronlage and Kayla Beneful with Lutheran Living Senior Campus. They did a fantastic job. Those folks have been working tirelessly to take care of people during the pandemic and managing care. And a shout out to the whole crew, Randy and Naria and everybody at Lutheran Living Senior Campus. We appreciate you, and we thank them for being here. Stephanie says the Goga, listen to this on Facebook. Stephanie says the Goga mat is amazing. It's like walking on marshmallows on top of clouds. We're missing out, guys. What? Stephanie, high praise for the Goga mat. Okay, then. I'm going to have to take your word on that and then try a pair on. It's like walking on marshmallows on top of clouds. That's very descriptive. I'm in. I love marshmallows and clouds. And I like having things on my feet that are comfortable because I got big old caveman feet. Awesome. All right. So thank you for watching the show this week. We appreciate... it molds around you. Look at this. There's more. There's more. It molds around you. What? Goga mat feels like walking on a yoga mat? Is that what it says? What the heck? It's comfy. Oh, my gosh. I could try one on, but is that weird? Huh? It has yoga in it? Should I try one on? Is that a thing? You're going to watch me struggle to try on a shoe? All right, I'm doing it. Welcome to the third hour of the Hy-Vee Today show, where Tony tries on shoes. The problem is I have really wide feet. Oh, let me see. I think I got it. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's comfortable. Oh, wow. Stephanie, you weren't wrong. You were not wrong, Stephanie. Brad, can you get in on that action right there? You can see I have my nice dress socks on. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Stephanie. Listen, shout out to Stephanie on Facebook. You were right. These are super comfortable. Holy smokes. I might have to go with a 12, I feel like, but that's very nice. People that are watching this show for the first time are like, what is happening? They're zooming in on that guy's feet. So that's 50% off. Okay. Good deal. Wow. All right. Well, there you have it. On today's show, neighbor, we put on shoes. And by the way, you can do this. You can try on shoes. We're totally okay with it. I think I got to get a size 12. My wife's going to be like, you just got shoes. And I'm going to be like, I know, but these have Goga mat technology. And she's going to be like, why? I'm like, don't worry about it. Here's what I'll do. Honey, I got you a rose. What did you get yourself? Nothing. You didn't buy Goga mat shoes? No. What are you wearing? Nothing. That's basically what it's like to be married. What did you buy? Nothing. Really? Mm-mm. There a box of shoes in the back of your car? No. Here's a rose. Then you distract him. Here's a rose. Gotcha. Then I run away in my marshmallow-like cloud shoes that I paid 50% less for. Okay, that's it. I'm done talking now. I'm going to go get a pair of these shoes at 50% off. Thank you for watching the show, as I said. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota of Muscatine, and Lutheran Living Senior Campus. We'll see you on Monday with Jim Hayes from Crossroads. We'll talk to Jim. We've got 99% of the show booked next week. And I think on Thursday, I need to see, but our friend and comedian Chris Schlichting reached out, who's from the Quad Cities, very funny guy. He said that they're going to try and do stand-up again. And I am a fan of stand-up comedy. And if they can do it while social distancing, I think that's excellent. So we'll probably talk to Chris Schlichting as well. Stephanie says, I have told a lot of my friends in the medical field they have changed to these shoes. What? Stephanie, you're hired. Sounds like you're in the... that's fantastic. You want to work here? Stephanie, just stand by the shoes. These are like walking, what'd you say? Walking on marshmallows on top of clouds. You were correct, ma'am. You just sold me on a pair of shoes, so good for you. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Come and see us at the store, the entire bakery. Buy one, get one free today and tomorrow. Fuel saver today and tomorrow. And everything else you need right here. You can find it. All right. That's it. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet. We're hunting rabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.